Law says until unless person asked to do something, only then there will be a contract. If not asked, then nothing could be done. So here law have created a contract, and law gives an opportunity or remedy to a person who find the lost goods and have done something for the other party without even being asking by the other party. So in that case, law says that is fine and you are legally entitled to recover the amount from the owner. So what two things you can do? Either you can give the whole amount to the owner and then ask for 2000 rupees, or you can deduct the amount 2000 rupees from 10,000 and you can return 8,000. Third thing which you can say that I have freezed your amount until and unless you pay me 2000 rupees, only then I'll give you yours this 10,000 rupees. So three options you will have, but these options law have given you, law have provided you. And these options we will see, we will have under a quasi contract. It's a contract which I have fifth category, the contract which is imposed by law. So thank you, Gautam, for participating.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is what the quasi contract is. Though there will be a long discussion regarding the quasi contract. So I just would like to state that kindly take this much as of now, but in the coming classes, I am definitely going to dedicate a whole class to this concept, quasi contract. Okay, because it's very wide. You can see from section 68 to 72. These sections are specifically dedicated to fifth point, that is quasi contract. So we'll discuss in elaborative manner. Okay, though it is not what I say as a part of course, it's not, there's no requirement, but still you may able to understand some good concepts, so it's fine. So any other question from anyone? If there is, please go ahead and ask. If not, then I'll proceed further. So we have completed this classification also. Let us proceed with the next. There's a third classification, that is a classification on the basis of performance. Okay. Classification on the basis of performance are basically first category, the executed contract. So executed contract is a contract where the contractual obligations got complete. That means whatever the duties of the parties are in a contract, both sides, both the parties completes their duties and contract comes to an end. So it is called as executed contract. So I have given one example that A sells his car to B for rupees 50,000. B paid the price and A delivered the car. That means contract comes to an end. Executed. Okay, executed here means the contract completed. Or in the other words, if you are writing, you can write that both the parties have done his part of promise or completed his part of contractual obligations. Or you can also write that whatever the duties entrusted with the parties have completed their duties as per the contractual obligations. So in either way you can write it, but the only thing is that contract could be considered as executed only if both the parties completes their part of promises. So as an example regarding this, if A is selling his car, B paid the price, but A have not delivered his car. Contract not executed. Okay, then what will be the situation? That kind will be known as the executory contract. Executory contract here means the contract is in process. That means parties are performing the duties which were given during the formation of a contract. So when a contract is in process but not complete, because when it's complete, it will be called as executed contract. When it is not complete but it begins, it is called as executory contract. So I have moderated the first example to make it executory. So the similar thing I have given in the executory contract. So let me just put some questions so that you able to understand this classification in more depth. So let me put Atishay Jain, roll number 29. Atishay, whether you are in a class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Atishay, I hope you are listening this classification.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any executed contract where you were in?
No, sir, not still now.
Okay. In the past,
In the past, no, sir.
any contract which you have executed?
No, sir, not still now.
Any contract in which it's an executory contract, whether you were in any kind of a contract which is executory in nature?
Uh, uh, Sir, like I have not able to pay the full amount of my book when I bought it. So like that, it's okay.
Okay, so Atishay, let me just tell you that how we can correlate it. Now,
Yes,
how about your contract with the Xavier University?
yes, sir.
Whether it is executory or executed.
Sir, executed.
So I hope you got the point.
Yes, sir.
And why it is executory?
Sir, because I have paid the full amount to the university and I am taking the classes,
And
online
this
classes.
contract will be termed as executed when?
Sir, when both sides, it's sir, I have also paid and they also provide me services.
No, that's what I'm asking. That this contract, this is executory contract.
Yes, sir.
This contract will comes to an end when? That means when it becomes executed.
Sir, when I will leave the university.
Yes, that means when you complete your BCom.
Yes, sir.
So the moment you complete your BCom, the moment you paid the price, that means the fees for the last semester, you
Yes,
give
sir.
your examination, and when the university provides you a degree, that
Yes, sir.
means at that point of time we can say the contract executed.
Executed.
Both
Yes,
the
sir.
parties have performed their part of promise. So right now, all of you are in a contract which is an executory contract.
Yes, sir.
So in a similar fashion, you can correlate the things, okay?
Yes, sir.
Still, I think the example not provided for executed contract. So Atisha, as you have not entered, but I am sure that there may be contracts in which you have entered and you have completed it, but still, just recollect your memories, just think on this perspective, okay?
Yes, sir.
Atisha, thank you. You can switch
Thank
it
you, sir.
off. Okay, Chaitya Swarup Sahu, roll number 37. You are here? Okay, so I'm marking absent. Deepshikha Das.
Yes, sir.
Deepshikha, switch on your video also.
Yes. So just a second, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Deepshika. You have taken approx 15 seconds and you promised me for a second. All right.
Sorry, sir.
So you can use it, sir. Let me just give 30 seconds or 1 minute. Okay. All right. So, because in law we used to catch the words. In law, it is very, very difficult to argue because whatever you say, we are going to catch it. But in BCom, of course not. All right. Okay. So we were discussing about executed and executory contract. So
Yes.
Deepshika, whether you entered into any kind of a contract which completed, that means which is executed.
Sir,
Have you purchased anything from general merchant shop?
yes, sir.
And have you taken any ride from Ola, Uber?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have.
So from which place to which place you have taken the ride?
So, from my house to railway station.
Your house to
I,
railway station. So the moment your journey started from your house, that is a contract which is executory in nature.
yes, sir.
The moment you have reached, what you have done after reaching
Sir,
the railway station, have you paid the price?
yes, sir.
So after reaching the railway station, the cab has completed his part of promise. That means the services taking you from
Yes,
one
sir.
place to another.
Yes,
What
sir.
is your responsibility? You have to pay the price for that services. So the moment you paid the price, the contract executed. That means
Yes,
both
sir.
the party have performed. One party have given the services, other party have paid the price of that service. Now, the moment from your place when the journey started, it is executory. The moment you paid the price, it is executed. Okay. So
Yes,
I
sir.
hope you understand the difference. The difference is executed is where both the party completes his part of promise, his part of duty. Executory is that the contract is in process, that means started. Either one party or both the party has started performing the performance, whatever they have to do under a contract. Okay. So
Yes,
I
sir.
hope Deepshika, you able to understand now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you traveled. So you have traveled. That is one part, one contract. You have purchased from general merchant shop. So what you have purchased? Take any one example.
So, I have purchased food.
Food. Food from general merchant shop or some McDonald's or KFC.
So, KFC.
Okay. So what is the performance in KFC when you purchase anything? What are the performance from both the sides?
So, I have went to the shop and I just gave them order and they gave me the food.
So what is the consideration from both the side?
They provide me food and I just gave them the price of the food.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Deepshika. You can mute yourself and switch your video off. Thank you. So these are the two classification on the basis of performance. So when the contract started and the parties have started performing it, but it's not complete, then in that case we will use the term it is executory contract. When both the parties performed, completes his part of promise, the contract comes to an end and it will be called as executed contract. But this classification and previous classification, last two slides, just to make you understand the dynamics of the classification of a contract. Okay, but main classification is this: the main kinds, the main forms of a contract, that these categories of contracts were there. How these contracts made is this, that these contract can be made in this manner, and how this contract can be classified on the basis of performance. That means if we want to check the stages of a contract, so we can say either it is executory or executed contract. Okay. So if there are any questions related to this, please go ahead and ask the questions. Otherwise, I am going to start a new topic. So I got no question. So let us proceed further then. If there are no questions. Okay, so next topic is basically proposal, offer. There are two terminologies, but in Indian context, legally we can use only one term, that is proposal, because law have given this term. In majority of the business law books, you will find this terminology as offer. They have used the term offer, but legally it is not correct to use the term offer. Why it is so? That is a part of discussion, and I'll tell you with some facts and law that why they have used offer, why offer cannot be used. So before starting, Alicia, roll number 14. You are in a class?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, can I keep my video off? My bandwidth is very low.
Just switch it on. Let us check whether your bandwidth is really low or not.
Okay.
I think it's perfectly all right. The bandwidth is great.
No,
Alicia,
so your voice was cracking.
I hope I am audible clearly to
Yes,
you
sir.
now.
You are audible.
So Alicia, have you heard this terminology? Proposal or offer?
Yes, sir.
What about this then?
So proposal meaning to like ask someone and so about something, and if the person agrees about it,
If a person agrees about this,
then he has like accepted the proposal or the offer.
okay. So have you heard the terminology offer?
Yes, sir.
So whether it's the same?
So it's kind of same.
Have you given any kind of proposal or offer?
No, so I don't remember.
You don't remember. Try to remember, Alicia. So let me tell you all that proposal is the starting phase of a contract. From proposal itself, the stages of a contract starts. And first stage is called as proposal or offer. Okay, that means whatever contract we have done, it begins with the concept of proposal. Without the proposal, there can be no contract, either executory or executed, or any kind of a contract. If there's no proposal, no contract. If there's a proposal, only then we can form a contract. So now, Alicia, over to you again. Have you entered in any kind of a contract?
Yes, sir, I must have.
Can you name any one contract in which you are in? Okay, Alicia, you please mute yourself, switch off your video. Just think on the example, okay? Then
Yes.
I'll come back to you again. Okay, roll number 47. Harry Worth.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Harry, switch on your video also. Okay. Am I audible to you, Harry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, same question to you, Harry. Have you entered into a contract recently?
Uh, I bought from Amazon. That can be counted as
Apart from e-contract, any normal?
I bought something from a shop that can be counted as a contract.
Okay, what you have bought?
Um, a book,
From where?
a shop nearby my house.
Harry, just switch off your video and
Hello?
remain unmuted. Okay. Am I audible to you clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have purchased a book, and can you name the name? Can you name it? The shop name?
Uh, I'm new to this city, so I forgot the name.
Maybe you are experienced in your city. Why there's a need
Yeah.
to take a new city?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let me put it in this manner. So, Harry, you have purchased a book from a X shop. Okay.
Yes,
Let
sir.
us take a hypothetical name. Now, in this purchase, as I have stated, that whatever contract you are in, contract begins with the concept of proposal. If there is
Yes,
no
sir.
proposal, there is no contract. So have
Yes,
you
sir.
given the proposal to the book owner that you want to purchase a book?
Yes, sir.
What you have stated?
That I want to buy this book,
And
this
then
particular book.
this particular book. Okay. Okay, fine. Harry, you can mute yourself. Kriti, roll number 52. You seems to be absent in a previous class, but still, as we are starting a new topic, so it's fine even if you were absent in a previous class. Okay. So I hope you have heard that the contract starts and the first stage is a proposal or offer. Now, let me ask you, have you purchased anything? What you have purchased? Cloth, cloth. So what is the process involved in purchasing a cloth? That is the second question. First question is whether purchasing a cloth is a contract. Okay. So purchasing a cloth is a contract. How you have purchased a cloth? That means what is the manner of purchasing it? So where is this stage proposal? So you have purchased this clothes from where? Normal shops or from the shopping mall? Okay. So where is the proposal? Because the contract starts from this proposal only. All right. Okay, Kriti, you can mute yourself and switch off your video. Pratik Modi,
Yes, sir.
Pratik, switch on your video also.
Yes, sir.
Pratik, I hope you have heard what Kriti has stated
Yes.
or not.
No, sir.
Then what you were doing? Okay, Pratik. So let us take your example. Have you purchased anything recently?
Yes, sir. Yesterday.
What you have purchased?
Sir, a can of thumbs up.
Okay. So what is the process involved in that?
Sir, I went to the shop. I gave him 30 rupees and he gave me the can.
Okay. So that means anyone can go to a shop and give 30 rupees and the seller will give a can.
No, sir. We have to state him what we want.
So what you have stated?
Give me the can of thumbs up.
That's what I'm asking, because you need to classify it, because the law is like that only. Okay, we cannot left the things to in ambiguous manner. So whether you have taken a can and then given a can to a seller and then given a 30 rupees, and then or just you have stated by keep giving 30 rupees that I want a can, this can.
Sir, first I gave the 30 rupees and I told him that I want this can.
Okay, fine. So Pratik, where is the proposal?
Sir, when I'm asking him to give me the can.
Okay, perfect. So the proposal from the side of Pratik started when he is giving 30 rupees to the seller and asking him that kindly give me a can for this 30 rupees. Now, why I have stated that this is a first stage of a contract, it is very, very important to understand. When there is a proposal, only then there will be a contract. When there is no proposal, there cannot be a contract. To enter into a contract, there shall be a proposal. That is the first stage. So the moment he has given a cash to the seller, Pratik, whether seller got an opportunity to say yes or no?
No, sir, he just asked me, what do you want? So I told him that give me the can of thumbs up and he gave me.
No, what I am asking, Pratik, the seller, the moment you have given a proposal to a seller, whether seller got the right to give you the can or to reject your proposal?
Sir, both the thing. If he is having the stock, he will give me. If he don't have the stock, then he will reject my
Even
proposal.
if he is having a stock, can he reject your proposal that okay, I don't want to give you?
Sir, it's depend on him, sir.
So that's what I am asking. That means he got the right. You
Yes.
cannot force the seller to sell it. If seller wants to sell you, he will sell it. If seller don't want to sell you, can you do anything legally? So the answer is no.
No, sir.
It's their goods, their wish. But you have given a proposal. If seller accepted it, that means in your case, seller have accepted it. Seller have received the amount, and what seller have done then? Have given you a can.
Yes.
Contract formed.
Yes, sir.
So if there is no proposal, can there be a contract? That means if you have not asked the seller or give by giving the amount that I want a can.
Yes,
If
sir.
you have not given this proposal, can there be a contract?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, if we are buying a chips packet, we just take it and give him
No,
a
no,
10
no.
rupees.
Even while buying a chips packet, you need to take it to the cash counter, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Without taking that to a cash counter, can there be a contract?
No.
Taking a chips to a cash counter, it's an implied proposal.
Yes, sir.
That means still you want it. But before telling your intention, no contract is possible. That's what I am saying. That the contract begins with the concept of proposal. Pratik, thank you. You can mute yourself and you can switch off your video.
Thank you, sir.
What I am saying is that whenever we want to enter into a contract, the first stage is basically the proposal. If there is no proposal, there can be no contract. The proposal may be written, may be oral, may be implied. In three manners, we can give a proposal. So let me just start my PPT. Whether my screen is visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Please check whether my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Whether you able to see the terms proposal offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so proposal is basically Indian legal terminology, and whenever we write anything legally, whenever we address someone who is related to legal fraternity, or even if we are referring something which is having some relevance in law, then we have to use the term proposal. We cannot use the term offer. There are reasons for that. First thing is, the definition of proposal is provided under section 2 clause A of Indian Contract Act 1872, and what is written in that definition is this, that I'm just reading it, and when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining the assent of that other to such act or abstinence, he is set to make a proposal. So you can see in the last, law have written it as proposal. Okay, so majority of the business law books, I have stated that they are using the term offer, but legally we cannot use the term. Let me just tell you why we cannot use the term, because the word offer is in English law of contract. They use the term offer, the English law, and in Indian law they have changed the same terminology to proposal, as you can see in section 2 clause A. So whatever the law states, we have to follow that, and law stated that this it will be called as proposal. Why many of them were using the term offer? Because it's a English term. So in English law of contract, same thing it is called as offer. In the Indian law of contract, the same thing is known as proposal. For the examination point of view or any competitive examination, you may find both the terms. Maybe they have written proposal or maybe they have written offer, but both the things are same, not different. Okay, the only difference is proposal is used in Indian law and offer is used in English law of contract. That is the only, and the meaning of it is the first step in the formation of a contract, acceptance of which binds a person to enter into a contractual relationship or the contractual obligation. That no proposal, no contract. Proposal, acceptance, then contract. So proposal is the starting point or the first stage of a contract. I hope you are writing this thing, that proposal is the first step or is the first stage of a contract. It may be oral, it may be written, or it may be implied. So how the proposal may be oral, written or implied, just like the contract. The contract may be oral, may be written or may be implied contract. So let me just ask some question. Hansraj Oja, roll number 45.
Yes, sir.
Hansraj, do you remember any proposal which you have given oral? Oral proposal.
Sir, like I have gone to a bookstore to buy books of.
Okay, so
Yes.
that okay, oral proposal. We generally do not write in an application form or we give it to the other party with an intention to enter into a legal relationship. We just go and say we want this book, kindly give it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hansraj, thank you very much. You can mute yourself and switch it off. Prachi Kukreja, roll number 66. Prachi, you were in the class? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Prachi, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
But your connection seems to be too weak. You kindly just switch off your video. Let us check.
Yes, sir.
I'm audible clearly to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any written proposal you have given till now?
If I in the online, sir, if I purchase anything, maybe it is written.
Online what?
So yesterday I have purchased a weight machine.
Online?
Yes, online site.
Okay. So thank you, Prachi. It's a good example that she has purchased an online weight machine. So while purchasing a weight machine, so what we supposed to do? That couldn't be oral. We need to click something. Clicking something that is in written form. Okay, in writing, we are requesting the sellers who are selling online that we want to purchase this particular thing. So that is a written proposal which we are into. Okay. Another written proposal maybe whenever we go to IRCTC, so we need to fill some form and we have to write it that we want the traveling ticket for traveling from this place to this place. We need to enter our age, name, phone number, address, and other details. Written format. All the government contracts shall be in writing. So written proposal to be made. Now there's one more example. How about this taking an admission into Xavier University? How about this? Proposal or oral proposal. Vipul Anurag, roll number 34.
Yes, sir.
Vipul, am I audible to you?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Vipul, how about this contract with the university?
Sir, written.
And where the proposal is?
Sir.
Have you received the admission offer letter from the university?
Yes, sir.
Admission offer letter is basically a proposal.
Yes, sir.
You got in writing that?
Yes, sir.
People, you can switch off your video. Your the connection seems to be weak. Am I audible now clearly?
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying that You have received the admission offer letter from the university.
Yes, sir.
That is basically a proposal. You have accepted
Yes, sir.
it by paying the fees. So that may be written in the
Yes.
offer letter that you have to pay the fees till the particular date. So it is in writing. Okay. So all of you are with a written proposal. Vipul, you can be muted now. I'm shifting. Let me just put it. Arpita Agarwal, roll number 27. Arpita, whether you are in a class? Okay, so I am marking absent. Avita Lakra. Avita, are you in a
Yes,
class?
sir. Yes, sir.
I'll switch on your video also. We have completed oral proposal and written proposal. Do you remember any kind of implied proposal? Though it was also given in the initial stages. No?
No, sir. I don't remember.
Have you consumed this famous pani puri?